Welcome back, folks. B-Shooter94 here. The Great American Bash was a huge success for the WCW company here. We're now kind of starting the road to our next big pay-per-view, which is Bash at the Beach in July. Thank you all for all the likes and all the comments for the last show there, so thank you for that. And we're jumping into a Wednesday night Nitro. And all the championships are officially on Superstars now. We have Booker T as the WCW champion. Chavo Guerrero Jr. is the Cruiserweight champion. Mike Awesome is our United States champion. And the legendary Road Warriors are our tag team champions. So this is just an opening video of the show. 1 minute of it is the opening of Nitro. And the other minute is just the victories of these gentlemen at the Great American Bash. We're in front of 2,000 people tonight. We're in the Wells Fargo Arena. This is episode 293 of WCW Nitro, technically. Lots of stuff to start going with tonight. The storylines are officially starting tonight, guys. It's going to be great, I hope. Let's see how it goes. We're going to get right into it here. We open the show with Chavo Guerrero Jr. coming down to ringside with his two new partners in crime, Juventud, Guerrera, and Psicosis. And Chavo Guerrero grabs a microphone as the new WCW Cruiserweight Champion and says that Juventud and Psicosis have been legendary wrestlers of the Mexican wrestling Lucha Libre, and we have decided that we are going to take over the WCW Cruiserweight division like we rightfully should. So Juventud and Psicosis have decided to come along with me to make sure I was going to become the Cruiserweight Champion on Sunday night. And Juventud and Psicosis have also decided to become a tag team here in WCW to try to take over the tag team division as well. As for Shane Helms, wrong place, wrong time. You got laid out by three guys who are better cruiserweights than you'll ever be. As Shane McMahon's music hits, he interrupts Chavo Guerrero and says, he said, I don't mind. This is fine. I like the fact that you guys have come together. I like competition. This is awesome. However, Chavo, you do have a Cruiserweight Championship match next week, but it's not against Shane Helms. You're facing the man who won the Cruiserweight Gauntlet on Sunday night, and that is Billy Kidman. And as for Billy Kidman, he's actually going to face one of your new partners in crime there in a singles bout next. So we had two parts to this one. So part 8 was a little disappointing with a 38, and that was just Chavo, Juventud, and Psicosis. So we'll play with that to figure that out. I'm still working on a name for this faction, so please someone come up with something, or I'm going to have to figure it out myself. Rating 2 was adding Shane McMahon to the game there. For the promo. Shane was fantastic, commentary was great, and Psicosis is getting better at his gimmick, and overall this whole segment was a 46. Not the strongest opening to a Nitro. However, I really wanted to kind of push, I like the idea of the first 30 minutes or so, 45 minutes if I have it, to be dedicated to the Cruiserweight division of the company. And I think that's kind of what I'm hoping to do here. Maybe. Well, that's the goal, at least. That's because the wrestling talent in the Cruiserweight division is fantastic. So I want to take advantage of it where I can. And in a singles bout, Billy Kidman defeats Juventud Guerrero in 10:28 by pinfall with a shooting star press. This was a high spots match. Billy Kidman gave us a 57, Juventud a 47. The Cruiserweight title star has advanced, and the commentary lifted the match. We have a wrestling rating of 52. The crowd was 40, and the segment was a 54. Okay, that's not bad. Honestly, 54 for a high spots match, I can work with that. That's not a problem. And Kidman gets some momentum going into his match next week, or so we thought. As the post-match situation, bad rating here. Chavo, Juventud, and Psicosis do a 3-on-1 beatdown on Billy Kidman and leave him laying as Chavo and Psicosis and Juventud stand tall to end the segment. We're going to get there on the ratings, guys. I know the ratings don't seem good in the Cruiserweight division, but we'll get there. But we have that match next week, so let's pre-book it. So we have next week a Cruiserweight Championship match where it's going to be Billy Kidman facing off against Chavo Guerrero Jr. for the WCW Cruiserweight title. And I'm also a big component of having championship matches not always on pay-per-view. I like them being on Nitros as well. Makes the title just be more fluid. And also, I just like having title matches sometimes on Nitro because you never know what we could do on a booking situation. So, moving on. Backstage, we have Booker T walking from his car from earlier in the evening. So Booker T, the WCW champion, is in attendance this evening. Looking forward to seeing kind of what happens there. That's a 75 rating on Booker T. Good stuff there, sir. We get a segment where Shane McMahon is in his office after earlier we're talking with Chavo, and we got FBI walking in here to the office and demanding to have opportunities tonight on Nitro. And Shane McMahon actually obliges, and he says, all right, let's do this. Tony Mamaluke, Tracy Smothers, you're going to face the new WCW Tag Team Champions, the Road Warriors, tonight for the tag belts. How do you like that? And Guido, we're going to give you a chance to prove yourself in a non-title match tonight as you're going to face the WCW Champion Booker T. The FBI is happy with this situation, and so far the agreement with the FBI and Shane McMahon have been on good terms so far, as he's giving them opportunities to showcase. So the rating's not great, and that's fine, but I really wanted to have something here where, and maybe I did the wrong things when it comes to working whatever, but I'm really trying to give undercard opportunities right now to see what we have, really. So let's get to the next segment here. And we have a singles bout in a decent match. BG James defeats Tommy Dreamer in about 10 minutes with a pump handle drop. BG James a 56, Dreamer a 48. The commentary lifted the match, and Dreamer's getting better at his gimmick. The wrestling rating was a 52, the crowd was a 45, and the segment was a 52. So this is strictly to get BG James a win. He desperately needed it. And we're starting the feud with him and DDP, which is actually the next segment here, where BG James grabs a microphone and talks about why he felt the need last week to attack Diamond Dallas Page. And he said that he is finally branching out on his own. He's always been known as a tag team guy, and here in WCW, he will not be a tag team guy. He's had the first rough 2 weeks of WCW, and he wanted to make an impact, and he felt the best way to make an impact is going after the old man of the company, Diamond Dallas Page, and that's exactly what he did. And he says that Diamond Dallas Page has nothing on him. As Page emerges, as his music hits, and he comes down to the ring to try to take out BG James, but BG James slips away. 57 on part 1. 75 on part 2. The storyline has advanced and gained heat. Both guys did fantastic on improvising, and a 66 overall segment on this so far. So the feud is up and running. This is going to be a great feud, I feel like, for both guys, really. And it gives me a new upper mid-card something, to work with instead of just having guys do throwaway matches. And this is something that we potentially could be having at Bash at the Beach as a solid singles belt. So we'll see kind of where we go from here. I have some plans. Hopefully that'll work out for both of us here. But 66 rating on the overall segment there. So good stuff out of both men. And here's the Tag Team Championship match in a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. The Road Warriors defeat the Full-Blooded Italians in 13 minutes when Road Warrior Animal pins Tony Mamaluke with a power slam. Road Warriors make defense number 1 of the WCW Tag Team Championships. Tracy Smothers a 45, Mamaluke a 41, Hawk a 57, Animal a 60. The Tag Team Championship storyline has advanced and gained heat. Obviously the Road Warriors are a fantastic tag team, and the commentary lifted the match. 51 on the wrestling. The crowd was a little bad, 34, but the Full-Blooded Italians are low mid-card, low mid-card at best. 54 on the overall match, and this is also not just to get the Full-Blooded Italians an opportunity, but I wanted the tag champions to be featured here. My goal was to have all 4 champions on this card. Obviously, Chavo was not wrestling, but he had the promo segment. But I really wanted the Road Warriors to showcase, to a quick defense here on their first Nitro as champions. So overall, I'm very happy with this. We get a backstage promo from RVD. This is a generic promo, like usual here. He talks about how he came up short on Sunday against Mike Awesome. That he made the mistake of underestimating Awesome. He thought he had the match won and just didn't get it done. But he's here on Nitro to prove that he is going to work everything possible to become the #1 contender for the U.S. Championship and get another shot at Mike Awesome. So 55 rating on the backstage promo from Van Dam. And we have a singles bout in a decent match. RVD defeats Kid Kash in 9:46 by pinfall with a frolic splash. This was another high spots match. RVD got us a 79. Kid Kash a 42. RVD benefited from his stuff there. 61 on the match rating, 35 on the crowd, and 64 overall. Simple put here. Gave Van Dam a win just to get some momentum back after losing on Sunday. And this is Kid Kash to see kind of where I'm at with him. He's still going to be a pre-show or cruiserweight guy, but I just wanted to put him with Van Dam and see what craziness we could get out of it. And we got a 64, so I am good to go with that. We get a promo backstage from Mike Awesome, which unfortunately did not do well as the new WCW United States Champion. Talks about how he's finally realized his goals here in WCW. He's finally a champion after years of being put in horrible gimmicks and horrible situations, and he is now the WCW United States Champion. As Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig walks up to him and smiles at him and stares at the U.S. Championship, and Mike Awesome stares deeply into Curt Hennig as Curt Hennig just kind of walks on by. So just a little tease here backstage. I wish the promo segment was better, but this is just a quick little tease at potentially who could be trying to come after the U.S. title. Overall, a 41, 40, and 42 for the parts. And the storyline has advanced but lost heat. We'll figure out this whole promo situation. I think it's just I'm not used to the promo stuff with TEW 9, but we'll get there, guys. I think we're okay. In a decent match, non-title, Mike Awesome defeats Hugh Morrus in 11:54 by pinfall with an awesome bomb. Hugh Morrus a 50, Mike Awesome a 60, wrestling rating of 55, crowd of 47, and the overall segment was a 57. Like I said, guys, I was talking about this earlier. I wanted every champion to be featured on this show, so Mike Awesome gets a nice little win here as he is now the U.S. champion here in WCW and gets a nice momentum going as well with this win. So not much really to say there. We get a tag team match in about that subpar wrestling and little heat. The Second City Saints, CM Punk and Colt Cabana, pull off the upset against Jindrak and Stasiak in 9:39 when CM Punk pinned Shawn Stasiak with a top rope pedigree, so it's Pepsi Plunge. Jindrak was the weak link. Stasiak a 54, Jindrak a 36, Colt Cabana 47, Punk a 48, and the storyline has started. Great chemistry, Keibler did great, and good pairing. 46 on the rating, crowd was 27, segment was a 47. This is the beginning of me trying to get the Second City Saints over to at least be recognizable, because Jindrak and Stasiak have nothing going for them, in my opinion, as a tag team. But Stasiak is well known for some reason, so we're going to try to use this to get Colt and CM Punk over here. So let's see if we can get that going. We get a backstage promo from Booker T backstage. He talks about he's ready for the next challenger to step up to him for the WCW title. He's just waiting to find out who it's going to be for the Bash at the Beach, and he's looking forward to tonight facing off against Guido to get back in on Nitro to showcase to the fans that the WCW champion takes on all comers. So 75 there. Booker's been fantastic on this save already. No complaints at all. And in the main event of the evening, in a decent match, Booker T defeats Little Guido in 9:53 by pinfall with a bookend. Did this as storytelling. Guido a 49, Booker a 78. They have great chemistry, which is awesome. Wrestling rating a 63, crowd was a 43, and the segment was a 66. As Booker T is getting his hand raised, he turns around and eats a super kick from Lance Storm as Lance Storm stands tall with the WCW Championship over Booker T. So it looks like Lance Storm has laid his claim to try to go after the WCW Championship for the first time in his career. The promos in this are going to definitely be carried by Booker T, but the match is going to be fantastic for Bash at the Beach eventually. I'm very excited about this. 49 is not exciting, but that's okay. Let's see what we get for an overall show rating here, guys. 67. We increased our popularity in 10 regions. That's awesome. We just keep gaining popularity. I think this show was really good. I think we really started to kind of formulate something here. We got storylines rolling with the cruiserweights, BG and DDP, the tag champs. The U.S. title has a little something going on now. The world title, Lance Storm making himself known. The tag team division starting to get a little story kind of going there, trying to build some guys. So some stuff is really starting to blossom into something better. But I want to say thank you to everybody who's liking videos and commenting. You guys have been fantastic since I've returned to YouTube, so thank you so much. Please make sure you are hitting that like button, helps out a lot. And we'll see you guys next time for the WCW Wednesday Night Nitro.